Sorry it took so long, guys. Your girl has been reading. But let's get into my thoughts on the last book in the Spark of Fate series, Bond of Destiny. First things first, let me just say that I did like this series. I really did. I was eating it up, but I do feel like by the time the third book came around, things start getting a bit rushed. I feel like it could have been fleshed out a little bit more to like book 3 and 4 because the Arthur like left out like I feel like she just, like, the time flew. And I like that in books sometimes, but I feel like with this book, in this series in particular, she could have made it 4 books instead of 3. I'm going to start by saying that, but I still recommend the series. I think it's a good starting off in the fantasy read. At the beginning of the book, let's recap. Rowan is kidnapped, and her and Holden finally, like, solidified their bond, and I'm just like, okay. This was my point when I finally started to trust Holden. I was like, okay, like, I guess he is trustworthy, like, cool, whatever. I was happy for them. I feel like their bonding moment was kind of like it was also a little rushed because like it was literally over a mind link. I don't know why I keep wanting to say they were on the phone. They were not on the phone. It was like a mind link thing. But I guess that's a great way to bond with somebody, is have them in your head. Yeah. When Luke and Rowan finally got their alone time, I was eating it up. Y'all, if I could reread that chapter for the first time, I would, because the sparks, the empathness, I don't know if that's a word, but you just had to be there. It was a time. It was a time was had, and if you read the book, you know what I'm talking about, and you know it was a vibe. That's all I'm gonna say about that, because this is TikTok, we're keeping it PG. I started this series hating Vaughn. Like, I didn't really like him, didn't really care for him. Luke was my favorite. Y'all, Vaughn ended up, like, my top 3 was Luke, Anson, and then Vaughn, because I don't know, something about the grumpy sunshine situation that was happening there. Like, at first he was just all anti, all against it, and then finally he came around, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, when he came around, it was just like, you do have a heart. But he still also was himself. Like, he was still very standoffish, like moody, giving emo guy vibes, and I'm just like, yes, I am here for it. But yeah, I actually really did end up liking Vaughn. Still didn't really care for Keen and Holden like that. Like, there was nothing wrong with Keen. I just felt like he was there. And then Holden, it was just like, but I mean, I guess if that's what Rowan wants. And I remember I talked about in the last video that I really hoped that Rowan got the chance to like build a relationship with her mom, and she did in this book, y'all. I was so happy. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that she gets to have that parent to kid relationship with at least one of her parents. Her adoptive parents completely disappeared. Now, I still think that's a little weird. That could have been wrote a little bit better, because what adoptive parents do you know that just